This game recap is brought to you by Manscaped's Foot Duster Foot Deodorant. Say goodbye to stinky foot funk with this essential deodorant spray. Head over to manscaped.com and use the promo code SACCITY for 20% off and free worldwide shipping. The Foot Duster Foot Deodorant by Manscaped. The best protection any place below the waist.
The next game on our list, it's the Cincinnati Bengals defeating the New York Jets 27-12. This game was more about the Bengals maybe finding their rhythm here. Their offense was clicking. Seemed like they got every wide receiver involved here, from Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. Everyone seemed to get involved, but Joe Mixon, thank you for that, and my fantasy team appreciates it oh so much. But no, the offense was rolling. Everyone was getting involved. You even saw Samaje Perine get involved here. Was this the bounce back game that the Bengals needed here, Aaron?
It was the bounce back team. No. It's crazy because I went into the week saying I expected that offense to be better, and you were kind of down on the Bengals. And then I'll be honest, I come out of this game and I wasn't overly excited about the Bengals. I watched the game and they don't look like a Super Bowl contender to me. They don't. The Jets had a lot of opportunities in that game, settled for field goals. The Bengals defense did what I expected them to do against Joe Flacco, which is play really well. And the Jets defense has been kind of the bright spot for that team. But I wasn't overly impressed with Joe Burrow. I wasn't overly impressed with that offense. Again, yeah, they threw 3 touchdowns. Yeah, but Joe Burrow wasn't special. And we anointed him. We anointed him. Most people anointed him. I did not. But we anointed him as the next coming. And he looked like a very above average quarterback. He looks good. He looks like Kirk Cousins at times, but I have yet to see that franchise guy this year. So I am concerned. I have some serious concerns about Cincinnati going forward, especially when you talk about a team that's going to play a much tougher schedule. Losing to the Steelers. That's my bounce back game. They're playing Joe Flacco. They're young. We expect them not to be that good. Sure, Cincinnati should win that game. I said that. I would have been very disappointed if they didn't.
Well,
now you go play Miami.
That's what I wanted to bring up. You say you did predict them to win this game and all that stuff. And you brought up, you started your little soliloquy there with talking about how I was down on the Bengals here before the game and all that stuff. I thought the Bengals would blow the Jets out. Remember, my score prediction was something similar to this. Like I did think.
No. What I'm saying is that prior to this week, like when we did the power rankings, you argued against the Bengals.
Yeah,
as you should have.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet. I have not.
And I'm saying I argued for them, and then coming after watching this game, like my argument for them still stands. Like I still think that offense has to get going, right? Because that's supposed to be the best part of their team. But I wasn't overly impressed. I thought this would be more of a big time win, and I just didn't. It didn't make me move the needle. Like, oh yeah, they're back. You're asking like, was this the get right game? And I'm saying no, it wasn't. Like they didn't do what I expected them to do, and therefore I do have serious concerns.
I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. I also, to bring this up, I didn't have the Bengals making the playoffs this year. Like that was my team. I was worried about not making the playoffs out of everyone that's good in the AFC, especially with how the AFC West has been. And obviously that was before the season. Now it's a little different. But I think this year it's one of those things that like the Bengals have not shown enough. And again, this is another game where we're like the team that won, and this one's a little bit even a bigger win. They won 27-12. We're still down and dogging the Bengals. This is just a team that we're not crazy about. Like it's sure this was a get right game. Maybe this starts the trend and starts building this team to get back on track. But like you said, this is they got the Dolphins next week on Thursday Night Football primetime. Like that's,
and then they go to Baltimore and then to New Orleans. Like I'm sorry, but right now, if the Bengals went 1-2 in those 3 games, it would not shock me. And if they do go 1-2 in those, that means they're 2-4 after 6 games, and that's not a good look in the AFC. It's not a good look. So I have concerns about the Bengals, but a win does matter. They did what they were supposed to do. They got the win against a good team. Against a bad team like they were supposed to. And they needed it because going 0-3, they would have been completely done. So we'll see where they build from here. They got a short week against a good Miami team. Maybe they luck out and don't have to play Tua. I don't know. But to be honest, I believe in Miami just in general, and they might be able to win with Teddy Bridgewater.
I think this is going to be a huge game for the Bengals, and we'll preview that game on Wednesday's show. The Bengals against the Miami Dolphins to kick off Week 4. My player of the game here was one of the wide receivers that had a good day. It was really a lot of action from these wide receivers this week for the Bengals. I gave the player of the game Tyler Boyd this week, 4 receptions, 105 yards, and a touchdown. Out of all the big names, we talk about Jamar Chase so much, talk about T. Higgins so much. Tyler Boyd can fly under the radar sometimes, and in this game, he was the best receiver and the best player on the field. I thought 105 yards again and a touchdown for Tyler Boyd. He is my player of the game. Any takeaways for the Jets before we move on? I think this is
Garrett Wilson's really good. He's going to be an excellent receiver in the NFL. But it's Joe Flacco, and I get it. He threw for it. He's got a comeback win, but he's a veteran. His upside is going to be capped. You are looking for your franchise guy. Zach Wilson's got to get on the field. He's got to stay healthy. He's got to start to progress towards being that franchise guy if the Jets want to make this youth movement actually turn into something.